This is Empower, the program that focuses on people in workplace. I'm glad that you're together with us, and the Lord has taken care of you over the whole week, and we're here together. So I'm so happy to be with you today, and even to see what the Lord is continuing to do in our lives as we continue to engage with you, as you continue to engage with us, as we become the people that God wants us to be. So today we are continuing from where we stopped. We've been discussing about faith and work, and I'm not alone. I have a special guest with us, and I want to invite him to introduce himself and say hi to us. Welcome.
Good evening, viewers. My name is Paul Kitemu, a business management consultant focusing more on capacity building, that is training. Yeah.
Paul, do you mind telling us more about your faith? Considering that you're talking more about faith and work, we'd like to know more about your faith.
Okay. Thank you, Beatrice. I am a born-again Christian, a father of 3, and a husband to 1 wife.
That is good to know.
Yes.
Beautiful. And as I said, we are talking about work and faith, or faith and work. And how I believe in, or what I believe in, is that we are first Christians, then employees. First Christians, then we become who we are in the marketplace. So when you talk about faith and work, then you're bringing faith first, then work. And that is where we are going to continue. And so, Paul, I know you've worked, now you're currently you're a management consultant.
Yes.
Focusing on capacity building.
Yes.
I believe it has been a journey.
Yes.
Would you mind telling us more about how the faith has affected your journey, how you've walked with God all along until you are where you are?
Thank you very much. I started by saying I'm born-again Christian. Yes. I got born again at my early age when I was still in school.
Yes.
And so after finishing O-level, I prayed and I got a job in a bank. Actually, after working in the bank for quite a number of years, I felt like I needed to move to something else. But something in my mind kept telling me, remember this job you are given by God. But at some point, I then prayed and asked God, so what next for me? Because I felt like I was stagnating in the role I was at. But what God did was to open a door for me to move to another function, and then later to another bank, and then later to yet another bank. When I was working in the third bank, I prayed again, and I felt like my services were required outside to a bigger market. And I prayed and I got an avenue to be who I am today. That is business management consultant.
Yes.
I've been anchoring on my faith, given that God himself is a worker.
Wow.
God started by working.
Yes.
And the Bible in the book of Genesis said, the first day God did this. The second day he did this. The third like that until the 6th day. And immediately after he would accomplish something, he said it was good. And so in my line of work, I always ensure that whatever I do is good first to him and to the people that I am serving. So faith has played a very key role in my life, in my career.
Wow, I love it. You're saying that after you finished school,
Yes.
what you did is you first prayed.
Yes, I did.
That is quite interesting, because most of us, when we finish school, applications, even before you leave, you just leave school, finish, you're busy sending applications, not thinking like, I need first of all to seek God. But what I'm getting from you is that seeking God was key.
Yes, I actually prayed, and remember those were in the 90s. The people we were with in school, they actually left the village. And I was left there, and I was so comfortable because I was assisting my parents to settle here and there. I was so comfortable, but they were asking, why are you still in the village? And I told them, I'm fine here. I am serving here. And tell you what, after a while, those days we didn't have phones. I actually got a telegram inviting me for an interview.
Wow, amazing.
And I came for that interview. I got the job, and the rest is history. I kept telling them, now I'm working in a bank.
So God guided you all along.
God guided me all along.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the other thing I've picked from your introduction is you make sure that whatever you do is good.
Yes.
And that takes me back to the Bible.
Yes.
Because in Genesis, as we read through the creation story, how God created the world, the earth, we see that after everything he would create, after every day, he would say it's good. And finally, he said it's very good.
Yes.
So we're emulating God in whatever we are doing.
Yes. Just to give an example, when I started working, I purposed that I will never give my boss or team leader headache trying to check what I am doing.
Beautiful.
And that has been a track record, even in the banking industry.
Yes.
I remember very well my boss, let me not mention his name,
Yes.
he told me, Paul, I don't need to check where you are, what you're doing. Why? Because once I'm given a task or an assignment, I do it wholeheartedly. Because again, according to my faith, the book tells me that whatever I do it like unto God.
Yes.
And many a times, even in my current consultancy jobs, I actually put God first before the income. And what I have seen after is that actually the money follows after I've served God in what I do.
That's
so I don't give my team leaders or bosses any headache to monitor me. And even as I train today, that's what I tell people. Set yourself free. Work to God. Human being may not even reward you, but when you serve like you're serving God, everything else falls in place.
Wow, amazing. And I think we miss some points sometimes as Christians when you don't look at it the way you're explaining it. After all, it's a job. What I'm getting, I get and go home. And we forget that we are doing it as unto the Lord. And maybe that is why we are not able to leave a mark wherever we are working as Christians. And I love to hear your story and to hear how God has been. Every step, I love the prayer that before I moved, I felt in my heart, maybe God was speaking to you, telling you, you know what, it's time to move. And then you sought God and you're able to move to the next level.
As I said, when I joined the banking industry in the 90s at O-level stage, of course, by then that was acceptable.
It was acceptable.
But then I also prayed that if I have to be relevant, I have to equip myself with the right skills and the knowledge that is required for the industry that I am in.
True.
And so what I did, I also enrolled to go back to school. Because again, I cannot serve God to satisfaction if I'm also not well equipped. So if I'm in this line, I need to have the right skills and competencies. Because again, even as much as I have the faith, the book tells me faith without action is dead. So I have faith, I'm in the banking industry, but I need to act, but my action requires skills. And so I went back to school, and I'm still in school. Because I believe I must be relevant in the marketplace.
You should be.
So that even after prayer and fasting for something to happen, I am well equipped to fit in the slot that is requiring someone.
Wow. So I like the way you're putting it. That despite the fact that we're believing in God, you can believe in God to do, for example, I start believing God to be a pilot. And I have no knowledge about it. I cannot even be able to tell how it moves or whatever happens. So even if God would give me, I would not make it. So you're telling me that it is important to be equipped, to have the right skills. And this makes me remember, sometimes we get people, for example, you can get an opportunity in an organization, as you said. And sometimes you happen to get entry. And the job you're given, you work, or you got in an organization that was starting, and you're able to do things. And as you went on doing them, you became good at it through experience, but you have no paper, no training on it. If something happens and you have to get out of that organization, it becomes a challenge in the marketplace, because you cannot be able to get it without this. With someone to prove that you can be able to do it, you want to know, do you have the training, do you have the skills, the competencies required, leave alone the experience. And I think Christians, we need to also to take note of that.
We need to have wisdom. This takes me back to when Jesus was recruiting disciples.
Yes, disciples, yes.
I am not aware there's a place where he picked an idler.
They were working.
He went
something.
picking people in different fields.
Yes.
And there are these guys who are fishermen.
Yes.
I want to believe they knew how to fish. And that's why they went to fish at the right time.
Yes.
And when they were told to go back, now that's when the faith came in. But they had the skills and the competences. And also, when we are told we are the salt of the earth, we are here on this earth.
Yes.
We must be the people that people are looking up to.
Yes.
There is no way someone will listen to me if I don't fit in the right position that they want me to fit in.
That's true.
Faith is one, action is another, and the two must work together.
Wow. And you know, the other thing is, that thing of doing something.
Yeah.
That example is very great of disciples. Jesus found them doing something.
Yes.
Nathan was a tax collector, and they are called to come and do ministry. And I'm thinking of a believer who wants to live a life of trusting God alone. And I think that is a mistake we do make. Instead of doing something, sharpening your skills, becoming better. And also the other thing that I wanted to mention is the moment you have the skills required, the competencies, it also increases your confidence in whatever you're doing.
Exactly.
Because you cannot stand and tell people this is what is you're supposed to do this, yet you don't have it. You'll even be worried, okay, I'm saying this because it's how I do it, but is it supposed to be this way? So that relationship is very important, even for us as Christians.
Yeah, you must be equipped.
I must be equipped.
You must be equipped because when the Bible tells us we are the head and not the tails, there's no way you'll be a head if your tails are more skillful and competent than you.
Right.
So for you to be the head, be the right head with the necessary requirements. Yes.
Be the right head.
Be the right head.
Wow, it's amazing. And I think you made me look at it in a very wide way, that we need to think for ourselves, not only for now, also for future. And when God gives you an opportunity today, as you want to grow, ask yourself a question that, do I fit where I want to go? Do I fit what I'm trusting God for? Or do I fit the position I'm trusting God to give? We are going to take a break for a while, and then we're going to come back. Thank you so much for being part of this show and walking with us. And I believe that you're getting something and you're learning something. We are taking a short break. Please don't go far.